Hey, welcome to part 4 of this 4-part series. Today we will focus on rooting and grounding and using some of my favorite poses, which are tree poses. So roll out your mat if you have one. If you don't, that's okay too. And let's do yoga. Hello and welcome to the Let's Breathe Yoga Studio. We've got patches of sunshine again today, and I am so thankful you are here to think about the root chakra. So it is all the way down the spine at the very base where we touch the earth. And if you want to settle into that space and kind of just adjust until you feel steady and even, and rest your hands somewhere on your lap or knees and close your eyes. We'll start right off with breath that anchors us. So if you think about inhale, bringing the air, the light, the energy up to the top of your head and beyond, and then the exhale, bringing your energy and anchoring you all the way to the earth. So let's practice that breath, an inhale that helps you to feel light and lifted through the spine, and an exhale that anchors you all the way into the root chakra. Take a few more of those, taking your time, noticing where the breath goes. See if you can relax the muscles of your face. Release tension through the neck and shoulders. Just with the breath, see what you can do to move the energy in your body. And with hands at heart center and eyes still closed, choose an intention for your practice. Maybe a truth that you want to anchor into today. It could be in the form of an I am statement, or a word or phrase or feeling. But this is an important part of yoga practice, setting an intention. Beautiful. When you're ready, open your eyes, reach out to the sides wide, and bring your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades almost touching in the back, just snuggle back and down, palms up. Inhale big, and on an exhale, float forward, hands reaching in front of you, maybe fingertips touching the earth, chin neutral. Find a sway in your body that allows your back to start warming up, allows your spine to start warming up. One more breath in there and out there. And on an inhale, sweep the arms out again, holding them. Maybe your chin lifts up a little bit this time. Big breath. And as you let it go, float forward, fingers wide in a V. Tiptoe your fingers so that you're actively stretching. You can sway or just stay here for a breath. Or two. And I love to do threes. So inhale, reach out. Palms up, chin up a little bit, shoulders back and down, opening the heart space. And exhale, float forward. This time, fingers as far away from you as possible, straight ahead, fingertips touching or palms touching. Root down through the hips. Stay anchored into the earth. Let a big exhale go out through your mouth. And come back in through center. Beautiful. Let's take a tiny twist, starting to warm up the spine in a different way. So tall spine, inhale to prepare, and exhale, look to one side, rotating your spine like a spiral staircase. Shoulder floats back, and come through center. Inhale, tall. Exhale the other direction, keeping everything tall and strong, rotating, swiveling, and coming back in through center. You can add arms if you want to by coming into a goalpost, palms forward, heart open. Inhale big, exhale twist. When you're ready, come through center. Find that twist starting in the low ribs, the core, and moving up through the spine. Good. Come through center one more time, feeling grounded through the hips, actively pressing the hips into the earth as the upper body does this beautiful twist. Last one on the last side, and come through center. Nice. Let's roll onto our backs just a little while, coming all the way down, gently rolling. Maybe crisscrossing the ankles and bringing knees to chest. Rock side to side, feeling the low back press into the earth. Big breaths. And set your feet down close to your hips. So knees bent and knees and hip points in line with feet. So kind of even look down or feel the hip points. Make sure they're lining up with the knees. The feet are directly beyond that. And arms straight out wide, palms up. So big T shape for the arms. And just rest the whole body. Let the whole body be anchored into the earth, so we have even more support here. Thinking of roots growing down through the arms, through the back body, through the head, the hips, the feet. Feel as anchored and grounded and safe as possible here in your body. On an inhale, stretch the fingers out wider, and on an exhale, crisscross them over you, draping your arms in a big hug. Exhale there. Inhale, big, stretch the arms out and open. Next time you exhale, crisscross the opposite side, opposite arm in front. And open back up, nice. Leaving your arms there, let's just rotate the neck. So looking one direction, stretch the opposite side of the neck, release here, stay here. Find a few breaths that allow that side of the neck to just unravel. What part of your body can you relax? And whenever you feel ready, rotating to the other side, noticing the opposite side of the neck, releasing, relaxing, keeping the rest of your body still and open. Maybe your shoulders can let go. Maybe your hands can be even softer, gentler on the earth. Big breath, let it go, and come back through center. Feet to the sky, knees bent and close to the chest. Actively curling your toes back towards you, and then we'll press one leg into the sky at a time. You can stay behind the thighs, supporting as you stretch the hamstrings, keeping the toes active. As we've done head, shoulders, knees, and toes in this series, let's think about the toes, the ankles, the feet. As we stretch both legs into the sky, take the feet wide, wide, wide until the hips say stop, and then bring them back together, slow and controlled, with imaginary resistance on both the outward movement and then coming back to center. Nice. One more with breath. Feet come back together, hip width apart in the sky so that we can circle the ankles in both directions. So slow, slow, slow. Find the edge of your range of motion. Big breaths. Notice your shoulders anchoring into the earth still. Rotate the other way, nice and juicy with the ankle stretch. Good. Set one foot on the earth and bring the other knee close. Can you reach the bottom of your foot? If not, with your knee in, you can take the knee wide, but I want a little foot massage moment here. Just thanking our feet for what they have done for us. These are the roots that will be pressing into the earth as we stand. So just waking up the foot, thanking it, and setting that foot down. Bring the other one in, either knee to chest reach or tip the knee out to the side. And waking up the bottom of that foot with fingertips all through the arch, through the heel, through the mounds, the sides of the feet, and the heels. Setting that foot down, arms come overhead. We'll start a little bridge movement. So with the arms overhead, snug the shoulder blades together so you have a nice base of support. Arms stay overhead for the first bridge, so we float the hips up, 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 reaching, stretching to the sky. And then as the hips come down, the hands come up and over. Slow, slow, slow. Hands and hips landing on the earth next to each other at the same time. Inhale, float hips and hands up. You can either stay straight up with the hands or keep moving overhead, whichever feels yummy to your shoulders. And then hips and hands come back down. One more, slow and easy. Press the feet in, lift the hips and hands up. This time I'll stay straight in the sky, shooting my fingers, stretching, strong, feeling the strength of the legs, the glutes, the core, and pressing actively into the earth with the feet. Let's stay 1 or 2 more breaths. So really active bridge pose, everything's working together. And big breath, expanding the ribs in all directions. One more inhale here, and exhale, lower slowly. Nice work. Let's roll to one side, resting the head on the arm, and just take a moment to stack up knees, ankles, hips, and shoulders. Thinking about direct lines into the earth, anchoring each one, grounding each point. Even the head anchoring into that arm. Beautiful breath. Just feeling supported. Good, and let's roll over into a locust pose. So on our bellies, we will rest either the cheek or the forehead or chin on the earth, whatever works best for your neck. And then slide hands down, palms up under your thighs. So kind of just tuck them in. Actually, palms can be up or down. See what's more comfortable for you. Just snug those hands under. Feels a little awkward, that's okay. Sometimes we practice awkward in yoga. And let's lift the feet up. So both feet pointing straight behind you. Just kind of floating the thighs on those hands. And feel the strength of the glutes. Feel the core working. You can place your chin on the earth, or your forehead, or stay on one cheek or the other. Big breath, and float the feet down. Good. If it feels okay to you, scoop your heart space up, shoulder blades back and down, floating here and lower. And then just play with a combination. So maybe one foot or the other, maybe both feet together, maybe adding that heart space floating up. Your choice. Just find the strength in your body and embrace what is for you today. Resting when you're ready. Just adjust until you're super comfy for a few breaths. I'm putting my hand under my side of my temple. One arm close to me, snugged in. Whatever feels nice and grounded. Notice the whole front of your body in this position, grounded to the earth. When a plant grows or a tree grows, you don't lift it up to see how the roots are doing. You let it grow. You let the roots deepen. So just have that feeling in your body here, strengthening the roots that are anchoring you to the earth. Maybe even imagining similar to before. Inhale, lifts the back of the body toward the sky. Exhale, lets the roots grow deeper, deeper, deeper below you. Picturing yourself outside. The sights, the sounds, the smells. Beautiful. Press hands next to your chest and come up and over, finding your first child's pose. Juicy stretch for the upper body and back as the hips come back to a comfortable place and the knees are together or wide. Big breath there. And come back through tabletop. So with tabletop, we're adjusting until the hands are directly under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's find a down dog if that's in your practice. So fingers spread out wide, toes tuck, hips come high and back. Maybe pedaling one foot at a time, stretching the backs of the legs, finding hips as high and back and far away from the hands as possible. Head stays neutral between the arms. Come up on your tippy toes. Hello, tippy toes. And then heels to earth or close to earth. No judgment, just hips high and back is the main thing, and feeling the strength through your upper body. Big breath here and let it go. Let's take steady steps to the front, forward fold. And a halfway lift, flat back. I like to press my thumbs into my hip creases here. So kind of taking your hands on the hips, thumbs in the hip creases to press it back so that the head can go long. Feel the stretch in the spine here. Feeling anchored through the feet, knees are bent a little, big breath again. And as you let it go, slide down slow and reach up slow. Inhale here. And hands come to heart. Nice. Let's take a step back with the left foot or any foot you feel ready to so that you can see. Knee over ankle in the front, back foot pressed into the earth. Or if it works better for your hips to come forward a little bit more, adjust so that your legs feel really strong and steady, and shoot the arms front to back, warrior two. Enjoy the strength of the feet on the earth, the knees and ankles working together, the hips steady and strong, upper body light and lifted through the spine into the crown of the head. Big breath in. And as you let it go, float forward, elbow to knee, side angle stretch. Just feel the juiciness. Shoot the fingers away from the feet as long as possible through this side of the body. Big breath. Let it go and sweep that top hand down and across. Pivot your feet so that we can set up on the other side. So the long, strong back leg, the front knee over the ankle, and shoot the arms front to back. Warrior two on the other side. If you want more balance challenge, close your eyes or gaze straight ahead over those front fingers. Big breath in and let it go. Elbow to knee, side stretch on this side. Strong, active hands shooting into the sky. Foot pressing energetically into the earth. Feel that length through your body, opening up spaces. Strengthening the breath. And exhale, stay forward in forward fold. Point the toes ahead and adjust so that you can touch the earth if possible, or bring in a block or a book or something that feels good, or fingers back to the hip creases, thumbs back to the hip creases. Your choice, forward fold, let the head hang heavy here. Maybe do a yes or a no, or roll out your neck in both directions. This is your practice. Make it yours, make it yummy, make it just right for you. Feel the anchors, the roots growing through your feet and fingers if you're touching the earth. Big breath, long spine, and then heel toe the feet together, 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 until they're hip width apart. Slowly roll up, letting head and hands hang heavy if that feels good. And then reaching to the sky, big breath in, and hands together at heart center. Let's stay here with thumbs on heartbeat, lifting toes and anchoring them back in. Lifting toes and rooting them back to the earth. as many times as you want until your toes feel spread out wide and like they each have a place to be strong and steady. Thinking about the new roots growing down through the feet will help us with our tree pose next. So imagining any tree that you like. I'll tell you about 3 trees that I like. I visited them in the woods just this morning. So one tree is big and strong and hard to hug. So I'm just going to imagine myself with my roots staying strong, hugging that big tree in the sunshine, keeping my shoulders back and down, keeping my heart space open, connecting with the feeling of hugging a big tree if that feels good, or you can find a different tree. But that is one of my favorites. Big breath. Closing your eyes. Good. Let your hands relax. Maybe releasing tension in the shoulders. Because of my great love for trees, I try to touch at least one every day. Experiencing trees in real life is amazing. So the next tree I wanted to tell you about is a pine tree that tipped over in a storm about a year ago, and it fell all the way over. My husband and son propped it up, tied it with a rope to support it from this side while the roots relocated, and now it is strong. So imagining to yourself that tipped over tree if you want to. I'm going to just kickstand my arm and reach, stretch, and then imagine, because it's an evergreen, a pine tree, imagine it being propped back up, getting stronger, growing roots again. Wherever you are, finding your special tree pose with beautiful breath. Again, imagining sights, sounds, smells if you were with a tree, and switching sides. So often we like to do things symmetrically in yoga. So I'm kickstanding, I'm going to tip my tree the other way just for a moment, and then upright it into that pine tree with tall, beautiful branches growing strong again. Again, in tree pose, eyes can be open or closed depending on your balance. You could hold on to the wall or a bookshelf or the back or side of a couch or chair. Beautiful. Coming back down, let's release that, and I'll tell you about my 3rd tree, which I call Strong Enough to Bend. It grows at this angle and then it tips and curves and shoots off to the side, and it's been strong there for years. So any tree that you want to replicate or duplicate, find a fun way to do that. So for me, I'm going to try to replicate that beautiful tipped over, not all the way tipped over, strong enough to bend tree. Find your tree pose, anything that feels right for you. Big breath. And come back through center. Let's anchor back into earth. Thumbs on heartbeat again. Close your eyes. Find a slower, deeper breath. Find both feet rooting into the earth. Gather up your energy and do whatever you did on this side, So again, I'm holding myself so that I can be strong enough to bend here. It's amazing what we learn from nature, isn't it? I love the analogies that connect with the root chakra. Coming back, let's float forward. So I'm taking my feet hip width apart and sliding down, releasing my upper body, letting it rest. Hands here can be close to the earth, touching the earth, or elbows getting clasped, or hands behind calves. What feels nice in your forward fold. Keep a gentle bend in the knees. Let the breath be steady and slow. getting oxygen to our brains, such a blessing. And rolling back up. Let's do one or two more things before we rest. So come join me in a humble warrior if you'd like, by coming to the earth. And we will step one foot just here. So knee over ankle, hip over knee, and we'll clasp behind us. You can watch if you're not familiar with humble warrior. I'm going to actually scoop my front foot out a little bit wider so that as I float forward, I can float into that space. So my hands come behind me, clasped back and open, or you can reach and hold elbows, or just let your hands be on your hips, elbows pointing back. Either way that feels nice. Reach forward with the heart space first, leading with the heart into this humble warrior. Decide where your body feels strong and also lowering the heart space into that space by the knee if possible. Your body, your pose, big breath. Enjoy wherever you are on your yoga journey. This pose will look different for every single person. Coming back up, let's let the hands release from wherever they were and come back to the earth. Coming back through, let's find a quick child's pose just to recenter, neutralize the spine. Enjoy this resting spot. Maybe visualizing what you'll do for the humble warrior on the other side. Feel free to try different things, explore. So coming back up through table, we take the other knee forward and out a little bit to the open side of the mat. Hands come behind you. I'll do something different this time. I'll rest my forearms on my low back. And I float forward with a strong straight spine, leading with my heart. Neck is neutral, and I float, float, float until my upper body finds the place where it wants to stop. So feel the strength of this bent knee holding you up, the foot anchored into the earth. Big breath. Come out whenever you need to or want to, back into a tabletop. Coming up, releasing hands, and meet in table just for a cat-cow pose. So hands on the earth, fingers spread out wide, arching the back up to the sky, chin tucks into chest, and then belly drops, chin lifts. Finding the neutral spine, just rolling it up. And coming back down. And when I say neutral, I mean hips and shoulders lined up, spine staying right in the center, nice and aligned. 3 of everything if that feels good. And then come back to center, really neutral. We'll do a strengthening exercise here with left hand shooting forward, thumb up. And if you can, add right foot shooting back, foot flexed, toes rolling actively toward the belly button. And set that down, rest. Decide where you want to be next time. If your right hand can shoot forward and stay balanced, and that's good for you, stay there. If you add the left foot, activate the foot, activate the leg. Use your breath to hold you here. And good. Set everything back down. Child's pose again. We're moving towards Shavasana. So enjoying every stop along the way. When you feel ready, keep hips and heels together and just sit up, rolling the shoulders back one at a time. Good. Let's start to sit back and roll back any way that feels right. finding your just right spot to rest. So adjusting everything until you are on the back body or seated or on your belly or climbing back into bed. Okay, up to you where you want to take Shavasana. And feet can be, if you're on your back, feet can be as wide as the mat with the knees tapped in for constructive rest. Or you can stretch out long, one heel in each corner of the mat. And once you find the right place for the body, we're going to slip into focusing on mind and spirit. Yoga is more than stretching. Yoga is such a beautiful combination of mind, body, spirit. So allowing some connections to happen there today as the body rests. What does your mind need? You can come back to your affirmation statement from the beginning of class. And let the whole body start to anchor and grow deep roots here. So important for us to feel rooted and grounded in a world that changes so much. So allow your practice to bring you to that space. I'll give you the options of staying here about 1 more minute or staying here as long as possible. So if you're staying for 1 more minute, make the most of it. Sink deeply into your breath. Tune into your heartbeat. Let any thoughts you don't need just float away or dissolve as you tend to your spirit for this precious time. If you're staying longer, just let the mind clear as much as possible. Let the body know that it can be here as long as it wants. Are wrapping up your practice here, start to wiggle toes first. We've talked a lot about toes and feet, so just ankle circles, toe wiggles, waking the body up from the base, and then start to think about tapping the back of the knees on the earth and waking up the arms, stretching long. And if you are ending your practice here, rolling to one side, resting for a moment before pressing yourself gently back up. The same comfortable seat that we began, so crisscross, hips anchored and steady. Maybe hands come back to heart space, thumbs and fingers together, or one hand over the other. Just feeling this space. How do you feel different than when you started? What has this yoga practice done for you? Maybe again returning to the inhale that lifts the crown into the sky and the exhale that sends the energy anchored into the earth. For a few breaths. Eyes closed, jaw soft, shoulders relaxed. And decide how to bring this same feeling into the rest of your day, into your relationships, into your life. Thank you for sharing your practice. Namaste.